What's going on, guys? Hilltown here. Tonight we're doing a cooking video, and not just any cooking video. We're going to do a 12-pound lobster steamed. Okay, first things first, I have my 50-quart stock pot, and I have the strainer basket in place here. And what we're going to do, we're going to fill this thing up with water just below the level of this steamer basket, and we're going to steam this lobster. So our water's steaming. Take a look at this guy. He's a big boy. I gotta try to get this tape off and get him in the pot without getting tagged. That's my goal. Because size of him, I'm gonna need the jaws of life to get him off of me if he grabs a hold of me. All right, time is of the essence when I get these ties off. Still no movement. That's a good sign. The last piece of rubber out of there. We're going to go about 35 minutes or so, somewhere right around there. The rule of thumb with lobsters, you do about 8 minutes for the first pound and 3 minutes for each pound after that, roughly. It's very easy, to overcook these big guys because you think they need it, and they come out tasting like the consistency of a sneaker. So I don't want to overcook this thing because they're not cheap. So we got a nice steam rolling off of our pot. Got about a half an hour left or so. One important ingredient when you're cooking a lobster, indoors or outdoors, it doesn't matter, but outdoors it's particularly important. You got to have the cold beverage of your choice or it just doesn't come out right. So I really didn't want a lobster this big, but I went to the fish market. There's a fish market in central Connecticut. It's called City Fish. Pretty nice outfit to stop at. You get some really good pricing. The deal with the lobsters today, if you bought a 6-pounder or over, you paid $7.99 a pound. If you got under a 6-pounder, the price jumped considerably. So that's why I went with this big guy. But the issue was he didn't have any lobsters under 12 pounds. This was the smallest lobster he had that was over 6 pounds and under any, you know what the hell I'm saying. So anyway, I had to get this big boy. All right, we're all done. Let's kill the heat, get this thing out. So I'm going to let him cool down to a temperature that I can handle him, and it's going to be a while. I'll probably come back half hour or so, 40 minutes, and take him out of there and start processing him. So it's now the next day. If you're at all squeamish, you might want to turn away from this. I ran out of daylight last night. I did manage to eat one claw, but I'm going to shuck the rest of it for you now. I'll take you through part of the process. You'll see that I very easily just twisted the claw off the body. And now I'm using a hatchet to break these joints. I apologize for the audio. I actually lost the audio for this recording, so I have to do a voiceover on it. And I'll pick up those joints in a minute and get the meat out of those. Now I'm using the back of the hatchet like a hammer, and I'm just going to break this shell. You want to hit it hard enough to crack the shell, but you don't want to strike it so hard that you mash the meat inside. My goal is to get it out in one piece. And a couple more blows here and we'll have this shell completely cracked. Remove the cartilage within, and now I'll show you the entire piece of claw meat. Now we're onto the tail, and I'm just going to bend the tail back away from the body like so. And it might be an easier way to do this, but what I do is I take a pair of dikes and I just cut all along the underside of the tail. And once I, complete the cut all the way along, then I bend the body back like you see me doing now in order to remove the tail meat. And there it is in one piece. So I'm going to go ahead and process the rest of this lobster. I'm not going to take you along for the whole thing. It's kind of mundane. But Hope you enjoyed this video. Lobster was very, very sweet, as it always is. And I appreciate you watching. We'll see you guys next time.